excited. It's my favourite time of the week.
Cheers.
Cheers. We have wine again.
We have wine, and you're listening to No Judgment Zone podcast.
Let me double check it's recording.
Okay.
I'm in charge of video and Wee's in charge of audio. And,
Hell yeah.
I can't be the one to let down the team.
Sort your tights out.
You know when, the end of the tight goes on the under part of your foot?
What do you mean?
I was really hoping for you to be like, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. As in, the toes go under your...
The toes, yeah, the bit where the tights stick.
Fucking hell being a woman, innit? Fucking hell.
Being a woman. That is our main problem with tights.
Tights, yeah.
The function of tights.
Don't worry about the gender pay gap. It's all about tights.
No, it's all about tights, mate. That's my Roman Empire.
Yeah. Right.
So how was your week?
My week.
We try not to debrief too much before the
don't
pod.
speak to me. My week. Oh God, I'm trying to think. Yeah, been fine, I don't know if I told the podcast that I left my last job. But, oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
Because we caught up and we were like, this week, and I was like, left a job I don't like. Yeah. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
Slay. Now I'm doing a
Slay.
job that I enjoy, which is lovely. We love that.
Tell the audience what it is.
So I'm a studio assistant, which is very fun.
Oh girl.
Developing my skills, becoming better at what I want to do. So that's fabulous.
Yeah.
You were doing a job today, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I've accidentally become the face of Thompson Carter perfume. They're not sponsoring this, so.
But if you want to,
Thompson Carter, if you're out there, I literally do adverts for them all the time. And I actually got recognised the other day in a bar, and a woman came up to me and she was like, "Are you I'm so sorry, but are you the Thompson Carter girl?" And I was like,
what?
A part of me died.
This is what
Another
I'm
part
known
of
for.
me, yeah. Another part of me was like, this is my 5 minutes.
Well, this is like what I told you the other day of my colleague at work.
It sounds like you're already trying to segue into something.
No. Do you know what? I literally told you yesterday where my new colleague at work, who's a babe, shout out Amelia.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, we're talking about TikTok and virality, and I was like, oh yeah, lol, I kind of went viral on TikTok for this Twilight parody I did, and she was like, oh my god, show me. Showed her, and she was like, I've seen this. Yeah. I sent it to my sister, and I was like, no way. And then I texted you about it, and you're like, this is what we're going to be known for.
Yeah, your one big hit.
Yeah, this is my
Twilight
one big
parody.
hit. Twilight fucking parody. Didn't even make any money from it. I remember when I was telling my parents about it, because they got really invested, because they know nothing about TikTok. But I was like, random, but I'm kind of going viral on TikTok, and they were like, what? And I showed them the parody, and they were like, what the fuck? And then my dad would ask me every day, what's it on now? Blah, blah, blah. And it's this whole thing.
Aww.
And he was like, do you make money from that? And I was like, no.
No.
Imagine if I got £1 a view.
Oh, mate. I think some people do. I think if you have over a certain amount of followers, your creator fund goes up. So if we had 10,000 followers
I doubt
in the
it's
bank,
£1 a view, though. That seems like a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised,
It's really like Spotify, where it's 0.01 pence per stream.
Although I did hear on a night out many years ago, I met a TikToker.
Oh yeah.
Can't for the life of me remember his name, but he looked like Lewis Capaldi.
Okay.
And he was saying that he gets £1,000 for posting one TikTok. I have a blocked nose. I'm so excited. I'm like that.
Really?
He
I've always
gets
been very
£1,000.
intrigued of what content creators make.
Yeah.
How do you quantify? How does that turn into a paycheck? Genuinely, I'm curious.
Yeah, I do think the Creative Fund pays a fair bit.
Wow.
But then sponsorships.
We're talking about this.
Yeah. God,
HelloFresh hit us up.
HelloFresh, Holland and Barrett.
Yeah.
What else is so us?
Yeah. We sound so posh. What's so us? HelloFresh and Holland and Barrett. John Lewis, waitress.
M&S. Any of those top dogs, feel free.
Harrods. Fordham and Masons. Give us a hamper on the house. God.
Strike you a deal. Hamper for a follow.
So what's your embarrassing story of of recent times / the week? Because it's been a while since we recorded our last one.
Yeah, true.
But it should be hopefully consistent for the listeners at home. But anyway.
Okay, well, my memory fails me all the time, and I blacked out what's even... I don't know what's going on half the time.
Yeah.
But my freshest memory is last night. So currently, listeners, I'm on 4 hours of sleep right now. If I say anything uncouth, it's not me.
Uncouth? What a
It's
great
my-
word.
Yeah, uncouth. Look, we're so wagers. If I say anything
Uncouth?
uncouth, it's not me,
It's
darling.
not me, darling. It's the
my inner
breed.
demon. So all I can remember is last night was Halloween.
Yes.
Now-
I didn't understand your costume.
Girl,
Who did you go as?
God, you live under a
I
rock,
know,
bruv.
but I wanted to say you looked very
'cause-
cute with your freckles.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed
love the
that. Yeah.
freckles. And the no eyebrows kind of look.
Oh,
Yeah, I looked
yes.
very hackney.
I was wondering why you look so different. It'll be the eyebrows.
It's the
I
eyebrows.
didn't notice that.
Yes, darling, I looked so hackney.
Yes, you did.
It
Darling.
really wasn't me.
Yes.
My mother barely recognised me when I left the house.
Yeah. Who the fuck were you?
So I was I actually haven't seen it, but it's Pearl.
I don't know what that is.
I haven't seen it and I know what it is. Mia Goth. Oh,
Means nothing to me.
hey. Okay. She's dating Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
Even
okay.
Stevens.
Yeah, I know who Shia LaBeouf is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. So, but she's basically a bit of a scream queen. Like she does mainly horror.
Okay.
So she did a film called Pearl, where she's kind of like this Texan, this girl who lives on a ranch, and her dream is to be a dancer.
Right.
And she goes to these auditions, and she's determined that she's going to be famous and she's going to be a star. But they keep rejecting her, so it drives her mad,
Right.
and she ends up just killing a bunch of people.
Okay.
And there are all
Classic.
these kind of like TikTok sounds of her being like, please, I'm a star, I'm a fucking star. And, you know, I don't know, she does this great monologue in it. And anyway, her outfit is
Is this like
really
a really
cool.
famous film?
It's quite famous.
Oh. God, I do live under a rock. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
girl. But, to be fair, I think it's only famous because of TikTok. So, yeah, the outfit's super cute. It's like dungarees.
Yes, I loved this from you.
Yeah.
Very different to what you'd normally wear.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dungarees, the freckles, no eyebrows, like bright blue eyeshadow.
How long did it take you to do your makeup?
Not long.
Oh.
Not long. Rolled in after work, slapped it on,
And off
boom,
you
I was
went.
back out. Off I went.
Yeah.
But the embarrassing part of the story.
Oh,
I-
yes.
So I love Halloween.
Hmm.
Halloween is my Met Gala.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one day a year
You
can
can
dress
dress like
as
a
a total
slut.
slut. No one can judge you. And so I obviously take that and I run with it. And I
Yeah.
think, fucking finally. I
Finally.
dress like a slut anyway, but today no one
I'm
can judge
allowed.
me. I'm allowed, but I'm allowed to be
You're
a creative
encouraged.
slut, and I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
I'm creatively encouraged to show as much titty as possible. So
Yeah.
am I going to take it? Of course I am. How are you mad? So
You're the man.
so nobody likes to come out on Halloween apparently in England. You guys all suck, including you.
I know. I just don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. Nobody gives a fuck
Don't
except for
care
me.
about it.
Well, exactly. This is the problem with our nation.
Although we were meant to be in LA for Halloween, I did think about this yesterday when I was walking home. When I was walking down my street and I saw all the little kids doing their trick or treat, and I was like, I'm meant to be in LA right now.
Oh, dude,
And
breaks my heart.
I
every
think
day.
if we were in America, I think I would have taken it very seriously because we
Yeah.
had plans to go as Gru and a minion. And I would have taken, or Edward and Bella, and I would have taken either of those extremely seriously
I would have taken that so seriously
because I know that the standard is high, but here no one
Yeah.
cares, so I don't care.
standards so low.
Why
bars
would
in
I go
hell.
out? Why would I go out my fucking way?
There's no novelty here.
There's
about
no
it.
novels, and when I see people making loads of effort in this country, I'm like, that's sad. But when I see people making loads of effort in America, I'm like, fair.
Slow.
Yeah.
Wow, hurtful, but
That's fucking sad.
pathetic. Where's she even
Did you
going?
see Amelia de
I'm glad.
Moldenberg's? She was like Roz from Monsters Inc. It was so good.
Who are either? Bless you. Who are either of those people?
Wasn't it?
Wasn't I?
Amelia de Moldenberg, Chicken Shop Date.
Oh,
She dressed as Roz from Monsters Inc. for Halloween. The one who's like,
which one's Roz? Oh, the librarian.
yeah. No, she's not a librarian.
Oh.
She's like a office person. I'll show you after.
Jokes. The one with the
Anyway,
glasses.
yeah.
Jokes.
And it was so good.
Oh.
Sorry, we're still on your. We're still on the fucking
British,
intro.
British person dressing up.
I
as
know,
a-
but I feel like she was probably in America. That's why it was. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, to be fair, I
Carry on
didn't
with
see
your
her on the night
embarrassing
out.
story.
I do want to have the balls one day to actually just like go fuck it. Like I'm not doing sexy one year.
No, I'm going clapped.
I'm going clapped.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I'm
if we
gonna
were
have a good
going as
night.
Gru and a minion, what were you going to go as like a sexy minion?
Yeah. Girl, yeah.
I would have gone as like, I would have gotten a bowl cap, a prosthetic nose. I would have looked butters.
You had that like round apple body with
Yeah,
like the long legs.
yeah. I'm not here to look sexy on Halloween. I'm here to take it seriously.
I would have done it seriously, but the second it hits midnight and I'm out to pull.
Slutty minion.
Slutty minion.
Yeah, right.
Best
I
way
rate
of
no,
words.
I rate that.
Yeah.
Slutty Gru as soon as the clock strikes midnight. Oh god, Slutty Gru is like a bit of a harrowing image. Just like fishnets. And like,
yeah, if you could
if
pull
I
as
could
Gru.
pull as Gru.
Girl, I'd be so
I've been sick in
impressed.
someone's hands and they wanted a second date. I can do anything.
You can steal the moon.
Yeah.
Like.
Tonight we steal the moon.
Did you see a TikTok where someone dressed up as Gru and opened their window to a bunch of people like lining up outside a club and went, "Minions, tonight," and then paused and then they went, "We steal the moon," like the whole crowd. Now
That's my
the
dream.
spirit.
That's my fucking dream.
That's the spirit of America, my friend.
Yeah. You wouldn't get that in fucking
You
Clapham
would
Junction.
not get that in Clapham Junction. Like, who the fuck?
They'd be like, yeah.
Get into a site, someone called 999.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna stab us.
Yeah.
So anyway, we digress.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so we're talking about Clapham actually because I thought,
Is that where you went out?
yeah,
Okay.
I thought, oh, what's a Halloween event? Just googled Halloween events. The one person
You
that
invited
would,
me to this and I said no.
yeah,
I know.
you dodged a bullet. Turns out.
No way.
As much as I hate to admit it, it looked so good. You remember, you followed the link. If you wanted a night out, it looked like a good night out.
Yeah.
It was Clapham
They
Grand.
had actors doing scary things.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all this,
like-
blah, blah, yeah.
You would think they had actors doing scary things. So, my mate Emma,
Who went as
shout out
Nessa.
Emma, went as Nessa from Gavin
I
and
saw
Stacey.
that. I was like, what?
Iconic.
Yeah, iconic.
She also had a Pitbull themed bar crawl for her birthday. She's
Oh, yeah.
she is an icon.
I like her.
She's up for anything. Like she's the gal where you're like, "What are you up to tonight? Should we go Vegas?" She's like, "Yeah, let's go."
She's like, I already got my ticket.
I got my ticket, girl. I knew you were gonna make this cool. so me and Emma, we have some little drinkies, and we're like, "Let's go Clapham Grand."
Mm.
We go Clapham Grand. We enter Clapham Grand. It's like an A-level sixth formers graduation party.
In what way?
Everyone was 18.
Oh.
Everyone was like smelt of BO and was horny. Like most men hadn't seen a woman or touched or been near a woman in their whole school years. And it was just they were just young. Just young. And I thought, oh, I am nearly a decade older than everyone here.
But do you know what thought just crossed my mind? 'Cause I was about to be like, this is why I don't go out in London. But when we went to Milan, that's
Don't talk
exactly
about Milan.
that's exactly the demographic
Okay.
of that
Okay.
club. And the
Can
and the, and the difference is, this is why I don't go clubbing in the UK, is because it sucks. But when you're on holiday, that's when
It's
clubbing.
Milan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when you go clubbing and there's like 18-year-olds there. It's hilarious and it's fine. Not but in a creepy way, in like a lol way of like iconic.
I'm with you.
When you're in London, it's just sad,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't go clubbing in this country.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I don't like clubbing in this country.
Yeah,
Going out in London
sucks.
sucks ass.
It does suck ass.
Unless you're with, I don't know, a really fun group and you go to a fun bar or something. But if you're going clubbing, thing is, I didn't think this would be clubbing. It sounded more nuanced than that. It sounded more like
Well, there was
activity,
a theme.
there's a
there was
theme, there's
like a
actors.
goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's context. Like,
There's entertainment. It's not just
Yeah.
standing there going,
Yeah, it was Halloween, for God's sake.
yeah, no actors. And they said it was sold out. It was like, I don't know, like half of it was a bit empty.
So it was
And,
shit.
yeah, it was shit. And they had a really sad pick and mix table. Did I take a sweet from me? Yeah.
What sweet did you
To
take?
lick my wounds. I took a lollipop.
Yeah, was that the only vegan thing there?
Yeah, as it goes.
As it goes.
Poor Emma was getting hit on by every thirsty 18-year-old under the sun.
Oh my god. Gross.
Which, fair enough. Dressed up as Nessa, that's
That's
fair.
what you get, yeah.
That's what you get. Yes, we had a boogie. Got drunk.
Mm.
Went home.
What time did you get home?
3 a.m. Didn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. I had to wake up at 8.
Fucking hell.
But anyway, I found that embarrassing. I think for me,
so nothing embarrassing actually happened. You just felt embarrassed.
Oh no, I just stood there thinking, I'm 27 years old. What the fuck am I doing?
You've got almost
here?
a decade on the other people that were there.
I've got a decade on these boys and girls, like standing there in my stupid little costume. And I was like, who are you? Who do you are everything you
and
thought
then
you wouldn't
question
be.
why I don't go. This is exactly why I don't go.
It would be jokes if you went.
Yeah, we would have had a good time.
See, we would have
I'm
had
sure
a good
you
time.
had a good time anyway with Emma.
I had a good time with Emma. Exactly, yeah. We could be in a dustbin and be like, oh yeah, jokes.
Hilarious.
Hello. But that was my Halloween. How was your Halloween? Sitting in bed doing nothing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I've been this week
Sounds pretty good,
every night. I've intentionally made no plans this week because I've been just bloody exhausted. But that's boring to talk about. My embarrassing thing of the week.
Yeah.
I was struggling to think of this because I haven't really had anything. Nothing came to mind. But then I was like, oh, this would be good to talk about.
Oh.
So this week,
you've written it down as well.
Well, it's on an app that I need to get up. So this week, I downloaded an app that tracks your sleeping. And it like records you, and it like just from your breathing, it can tell when you're in light sleep, deep sleep, and when you're dreaming.
Oh.
And I was like, that's really interesting. So my friend was telling me about it, and I was like, oh my god, I want to download that.
Yeah.
And the first night I downloaded it, there was a little section of sleep talking. And it's actually not that bad. Like nothing really, I don't really do anything, but I was just like, I couldn't believe that I slept talk. I don't really say anything. I don't actually say words that you can understand.
Dark secrets.
It's just like, meow, meow, meow.
The treasure is buried.
Yeah. But it's not happened since then, but I thought that's funny and I'll play
please.
It's only like 5 seconds long, but I just thought it was kind of funny. That's it. It's just me like, it basically sounds like I'm laughing.
Sounds like you're really chuckling in your sleep.
I'm like, But it's not happened since.
That's really
funny. And every morning I've been waking up like have I slept talked? And I've not. It's only happened that once, which is really annoying. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
What a lovely dream you must have been having. Just
I know, like so funny.
Oh my god, we have a friend Tilly that sleep talks.
No, she doesn't sleep talk. She does like sleep sex noises. She's like,
it's like
she sleep
like
moans.
She sleep moans. If she rolls over, she goes.
You're
like,
literally.
what?
Like, okay.
But she did badly sleep. Well, she had some kind of weird sleep vision when we were on a school trip to France, and we're all in bunk beds. And you, me, Ellie, Tilly.
Yeah.
And Tilly, when we were all dozing off, and she suddenly sat up and started screaming, going, "Get off! Get off!" And then we were like, "Oh my god!" Like we all panicked, and we were like, "What's wrong?" And
oh my god, why do I kind of remember this?
Yeah, because it happened. and she was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I thought I saw bugs all over the place, but I was just dreaming. All right, good night." And we were like, shook.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
No, I'm so scared of that.
I've had it once, I think.
Have you?
Well, I don't know if it was real or not, but I just remember when I was really little and I had a friend staying over, so they were in the bed. They were in my bed and I was on the floor on like a blow up bed. I was literally like 8 or something. And then I remember waking up in the night and like a figure was like looking at me.
Oh.
Like, but I didn't know if it was like my dad or something.
Why would Graham
Well,
be
I don't
like...
know. I just don't, because you know how like when you're little and parents come check on you, if like...
True.
And I didn't, but then like they just kind of stayed there and I was just like, that's weird. And then I just went back to sleep.
Ooh. Wait, whose house was this?
In mine.
In your house?
Yeah, in my house.
Oh, that's really weird.
And it was just like, it looked like a man, like, just like looking around the corner like that.
Oh no, that really...
I remember just like looking at it like... And then like, yeah, I don't know, it's so weird.
But the fact that you weren't freaked out, you were kind of just curious.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I think if that happened now, I'd be like, what the? Because like now I'm, you know, I wouldn't expect my parents to come check on me when I'm asleep. But
You
when
know
you're
the
a
days when
kid,
you would like hide your Nintendo,
Yeah.
pretend to be like fast asleep, like
You're,
play
like, closing your-
dead.
and you're like slow your breathing, like
Yeah. Waiting to hear if they shut the door. Did your parents ever trick you and shut the door but stay standing?
no, did yours?
Oh god.
Did Kim do it?
Kim and Bob.
No.
Actually, oh, did Bob? I can't remember now. Either one of them. They're
That's
both culprits. They yeah, they would like shut the door and then I pull the Nintendo out. They'd be like, got you. I'd be like,
I know. Got
you tricked me.
That's so funny.
You manipulated me. Oh, ooh.
So today we're
Yeah.
going to talk about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Because basically I live under a rock. I never know
Yeah.
anything that's going on.
I just think
Goose-
you're not on TikTok, and TikTok holds.
Well, I am on it in an artist capacity in that I post on it because I
Oh,
have to do for
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't care about engaging
You
with
don't
it
sit and scroll.
unless it's Vine vibes. I only
Oh,
care. I'm only
yeah.
there for the Vine energy.
Yeah. I hear
Other than
you.
that, I don't care. Whereas you've been very actively involved in TikTok, the P Diddy case, ongoing
Yeah.
thing. I know nothing about it. We were like, right, Goose can give me an education on the podcast, and then we
Yeah.
can talk about conspiracy theories in general because that's just interesting to talk about.
Yes. Yes.
So
Okay. Okay.
take the floor.
So obviously, I've briefly mentioned to you the P Diddy stuff.
Yes.
But a rundown for the listeners who don't know. If you don't know, you do live under a rock like we've. It's quite shocking because he's been done for SA, grape, child trafficking, everything.
Basically
under the
everything
sun.
horrendous you can think
Everything
of.
horrendous. This man was an ego psychomaniac, and it kind of like the main stuff is he was child trafficking, and there were kind of like children being brought in on these docks, and the people who would like take the cases and the cell blocks, like manage the cell blocks on this. What do they call it? Like a marine bay.
Yeah.
I'm running on 4 hours sleep. I don't know what the words are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of. Like shipping people. They said that they wanted to go on strike because they couldn't stand to hear the children screaming anymore. Kendrick Lamar's song, he talks about Cell Block 1. There's a picture of P. Diddy in front of Cell Block 1 where they found children that were being trafficked. He's basically been leaving clues. And then
Is that intentional or because he's stupid?
I think, you know when like
They want to get
people
caught.
like that, psychopaths like that,
Yeah.
find it like a game,
Yeah.
and they think I'm leaving such an obvious clue and nobody has any idea, kind of thing. I think it's fun for him. So another part of this whole thing is, so he was like, he had these huge parties called like white parties,
Right.
and Denzel Washington famously said, leave the party when the devil shows up. We're talking about Hollywood parties. The devil, we now know, is P. Diddy. So at midnight, when he shows up, you get out of there and you don't accept a single drink after midnight because he's drugged them all. So women were drinking these drinks, getting drugged, getting SA'd, and the police found gallons and gallons of baby oil in his mansion. And they were like, what the fuck is this baby oil? Like there are pictures of these bottles of baby oil in a row. And turns out he had some kind of thing in it that makes you lose control of your limbs.
What?
He was putting this oil on these women and these children so they couldn't move their bodies. They were paralyzed whilst he did whatever he wanted. Had freak offs. This man is
Wait, so-
Satan.
Question: how has this all come to light in the first place?
That's a very good question. You know, I don't know. I think people kept trying to out him, but things kept happening to them. Like, this is where the conspiracy stuff comes in.
Okay.
People dying because they were trying to out P. Diddy. I don't know why it's just now, you know?
Is it that thing of like enough people have now come forward?
Well, thousands apparently.
Thousands?
Yeah. And
Fucking
there's this whole thing where like...
And this was all happening in LA.
Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah.
That's mad
Grim.
because I don't know. There's just so many famous people there, so it's like As
And
if
a lot of them are a
everything's
part of it.
kept under wraps. Like, I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
I think because they all get paid off. They get like money makes you above the law, and the level of money and power he had. And if a
That's
bunch of other celebrities
terrifying.
were, it's so scary. But then they also like there's stuff like they found out 7-year-olds were involved.
Oh,
Like,
God.
and then so Justin Bieber, he was when he was young, he was like P Diddy's like muse. And there was this video of P Diddy being like, yeah, we're gonna have like a weekend, just me and him. And clearly Justin Bieber, I mean, he's turned to God.
He's
Shit
yeah,
has
yeah,
happened to
Shit has
him.
happened to him.
And also
yeah.
he has that look in his eye where he's like, whoa, he sees some shit. And traumatized. And also he said that thing about he was scared for Billie Eilish because she was so young. He said in an interview, I don't want to happen to her what happened to me.
Well, see, I just assumed that was just fame in general and all that comes with being famous.
Yeah. But I think it's down to all the creeps.
Yeah.
Now
so you believe it all to be true?
Oh, a lot of it's been proved.
Oh, it has been proved.
Yeah. And the
Wait,
film,
so what's going to happen to him?
he's in jail right now.
He is, okay.
For life. But there's still, the case is ongoing because they're still finding more and more things. And there are still all these loose ends. So, here's where the conspiracy stuff comes in. This is the fun stuff. That was the dark stuff. This is the fun stuff. None of it's fun. It's already dark.
But I'd be like, is it fun?
So he had these tunnels that they found leading from his house to like Michael Jackson's house and to like the Playboy Mansion. And there are all these like doors that have been bolted. They still can't open these doors to this day. Nobody knows what's behind these bolted doors. These tunnels lead to all these celebrities'
Just
houses.
all under LA?
Yeah. So, anyway, the conspiracy theory begins where Beyonce and Jay-Z are involved. Because there's this whole thing of like, Beyonce doesn't like any competition, and anyone who she thinks could override her gets killed, unalived. It's this whole thing where it's like, if you win a Grammy and you don't thank Beyonce...
Is that true?
Well, you know... but there are moments where it's like... It's quite weird. Like, Adele thanks Beyonce. And that's a bit of a weird crossover.
Yeah. God, with conspiracy theories, I just never know. I'm like, did that actually happen, or are people just pulling shit out their arse?
Oh, yeah. And also it's TikTok. It's a bit like...
This is our information source, so yeah.
It's a bit like that game, Thingy Whispers. I don't know what the PC way of saying it is. Thingy Whispers. I don't think that's PC
Thingy
anymore.
Whispers, yeah. Thingy Whispers, yeah.
British Whispers.
British Whispers. Oh my god, that's so funny. Thingy Whispers. Yeah.
And it's kind of like...
That's what I mean.
You know,
that's why I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, and it's such clickbait, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. This is why you're invested.
This is where I'm like, I'm listening.
Yeah.
My ears are open and my heart is open. And but there is a thing where Jaguar, the DJ, went on Piers Morgan. She outed Beyonce and Jay-Z for killing people, for unaliving Alia.
That's bold.
And what's her name? Black Eye something. Rest in peace to Ali. Rest in peace. Left Eye.
Left Eye.
Left Eye. Song by J. Cole, who was also outing everyone apparently in that song she knows. So they're all trying to out them. And then Piers Morgan, I think it was last week, tweeted that he had to take that episode down because he's spreading misinformation.
I saw something about that, and he did an apology about it, and everyone was like, "That's weird," because he never apologizes for anything.
Piers never apologizes for anything unless.
Does that mean he's been threatened in some way?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would, because Piers Morgan. That's where it gets to the point where it's like,
this is the most problematic man ever.
Yeah, the man who doesn't give. His whole persona is not giving a shit.
His whole persona is saying the most controversial thing possible.
Yeah. And the amount of views that video, or like the amount of money that video was probably pulling in, and he's taken it down. Suspicious.
With all the he said way worse things.
Oh fuck yeah, way worse. But she was saying that Alia, the rapper who Beyonce was threatened by because her career was going so well, she got on a plane drugged and that plane crashed.
But surely there are so many people that are doing very well and Beyonce could potentially feel like, why has Taylor Swift not been unalived?
Well, because apparently Kanye West saved her when she won a Grammy, and he took the microphone and he was like, "This belongs to Beyonce," to save Taylor Swift's life.
Oh, please. No, come on. Because that was a whole thing of like, I made that bitch famous, like whatever.
What was
like,
that?
Kanye said that about Taylor Swift, I swear. He like in his
Did
song,
he?
he's like, I made that bitch famous. I'm pretty sure. I live under a
Well,
rock,
he
but I'm
saved her
pretty sure
life.
that's what he did that.
And then apparently Kanye West has also been doing all sorts.
Well, he's also unhinged, no?
He is. Well, yeah, but then that's another conspiracy. Have they swapped Kanye out with an actor that looks just like Kanye?
Oh my god.
Because he's actually died.
Do you believe that?
The silence says it all.
Really?
No, I don't think I don't know. Depends what video I'm
the
watching that
comedian
day.
go like,
Yeah, some days I'm like,
you genuinely believe that Kanye West is dead and they've hired an actor to play him?
not that Kanye West is dead, but that Kanye West has been locked away.
And
And
what
that he's
purpose?
just because he knows too much. And that he wants to out. And also his mum, he never talks about his mum dying.
Well, then why has Denzel Washington not been locked up?
Because he never technically said anything.
Well, he said when the clock strikes midnight, the devil comes out. Go home.
No, yeah, he just said when the devil shows up, go home.
Is
That's all he said. And for years, nobody understood what he meant.
Well, is that? But then, what's Kanye done for him to warrant being locked away? When he defended.
Because Kanye apparently, he is too outspoken. And he will out everyone.
Well, yeah, I believe that. Have you seen his
Yeah.
Twitter? Like,
yeah. And he's been trying to out everyone.
he's one tweet away from.
But my favourite thing, 50 Cent, all these years has been gathering evidence after evidence after evidence for this very day when it all comes out about P Diddy.
Really?
He sold a documentary to Netflix called Did He Do It? I feel like 50 Cent was like, yeah.
He's been waiting on that.
He's been sitting
Did
on
he
that
do it?
footage. Did he do it?
Is that documentary out?
No, not yet. No, I think he's making it currently still.
I'll be very intrigued to watch it because I just feel so confused about what this is all about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just like, I don't understand.
It's very layered, yeah.
It's so
Very
layered.
Because I guess there's
And
a
it
lot.
stresses me out. I feel stressed right now. I feel anxious.
I feel anxious.
It's like, fuck, like, just so much going on.
There's
and
a lot
like,
going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then my sister thinks that all of this stuff is like a cover up for like us not talking about real news or like real news going on. Because they all want us distracted about
So
P.
that's
Diddy.
the other conspiracy theory that's
It's
laid on top
another
of the
conspiracy
others.
theory.
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on in the world.
Oh, there's a lot going
A
on.
lot of fucked up shit.
A lot of wars, you know.
Oh, yeah,
God.
I don't know. It does. I just feel very unsure of what's happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
It's a lot. But also, Hollywood needed to burn. I mean, Jesus, if it's not just a cesspool for like men with too much power, I
Well,
don't know what it is.
This is a. Do you think this is going to be a hard reset on?
Well, I think so, yeah. Because a lot of like, you're noticing a lot of indie films coming out nowadays with big stars. And they're all kind of like, they want to stay away from Hollywood right now.
That's actually really interesting that you said that because I was having a conversation with someone at work today about how, you know, Apple TV,
Yeah.
and there's like, all shows that you've not heard of, but the cast is always mad.
Yeah.
Like really big names. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's interesting that they're doing a lot of like lesser known shows.
Yeah.
Sure, it's Apple, so it's big,
Yeah.
but like that's actually a really interesting point.
Yeah. Lots of like sort of indie, I mean, indie being, you know, multi-million productions, but
Yeah.
like just something that isn't Hollywood based. It's not funded by Hollywood, you know, independent studios
Yeah.
doing their own shit.
I actually really rate that. I really
Yeah.
love that.
I think
that's
we're getting better
important.
quality films right now.
Yeah, and everything that I have watched on Apple TV, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like all the series and
Yeah.
whatnot, yeah.
Did you watch The Substance?
No, I've not heard of that. Sorry.
Right, there's the door. You go outside, you stand there, you listen to what's going on around you. You read a newspaper. girl.
Look, you can't chat because your only resource of information is fucking TikTok, okay? And that is not a reliable. That's not the
Hell
same
yes,
as reading
it
it.
is. The BBC has a TikTok account. Where do you think I watch my news? Just because it's short form doesn't make it less valid.
Do you actually consume your news from the BBC?
No.
Exactly. Exactly. Point made.
No. I would never turn on BBC News. I have zero.
Also, like, why is BBC more legit than anyone else? I feel like everyone's, like, you know, angling their own view on things.
Their own agenda.
Exactly. Everyone's got their own fucking agenda.
Their own fucking agenda.
Anyway, conspiracy theory. Let's move on from P Diddy because it stresses me out.
It is stressful, yeah.
We're going to go into other conspiracy theories that are equally as stressful. So, a really good one that I was like, this is probably the conspiracy theory that I'm most invested in of all of them, because I don't know, I feel like I try to not really pay any mind to conspiracy theories because
why?
My brain is very impressionable and it really gets wrapped up in things, and if I go too deep into something it can really fuck with me. That's why I think, you know, like the Woman in Black and like Ghosts and shit, they fuck with me on a deep level because I get too in it and I start to really believe it, and so I can't dabble in conspiracy theories because I get too deep in it.
Playing with fire.
Yeah. But this one, I'm not involved in a deep way, but like I'm not like that emotionally invested. But I think of all of them, I'm the most like, I don't know, which is the death of Princess Diana.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I know. Well, when I Googled today, because I knew we were going to talk about conspiracy theories, and I Googled today and I was like, most famous conspiracy theories, because I was like, I need some inspiration.
Yeah.
And that was on the list, and I was like, of all of them, that's the one that I think I feel the most invested in a weird way.
Yeah.
I'm not like in any way a royalist, but I think I watched The Crown. I got really into it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I loved The Crown.
I keep trying, but Matt Smith's face.
What?
Pisses me. What? Because apparently he's such a twat. Just hear all these stories about him being a twat, and like, Matt Smith, if you're listening, not a fan.
What kind of stories? I love
Stuff like him
him
just being well rude to fans, and like, yeah, he's just such a drama school boy. Like, drama school. I don't know.
You'll meet him one day and he'll be like, I fucking heard what you said about me on your podcast, bitch.
Matt, baby, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I was just jealous. Probably I'm just jealous. Got a great
But
career.
The Crown, honestly, because I've never been into the royal family, but that made me really interested in a way of like, not like I support them, but like, wow, I've learned a lot of what's happened. Because I like that The Crown in no way paints them in a good light, and I love that.
Yeah.
And there's always been a lot of conspiracy around Diana's death, and I think it's fucking fishy, and I think that she was murdered.
Yeah. Go on.
So, do you know much about her and the whole thing?
I've heard about she was having an affair and
Well, technically not an affair. So her and Charles were together. They wanted a divorce. Royal family were like, no, Catholics, you can't divorce. You have to just stay together unhappily married. Classic. To show face for the British public.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. Pisses me off so much. They're deeply unhappy. They are separated, but not technically divorced because they're not allowed to because Church of England, yada, yada, yada. Charles is seeing Camilla low-key. So Diana's just like, you know, and the impression I got from Diana this is just purely from The Crown. It's not from my own deep research, but I have seen like the interviews that she did with Panorama and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Diana like had like mental health stuff, and like she struggled a lot, and she was so unsupported by the royal family.
Yeah.
They were basically like, fuck you. They didn't give a shit. They didn't help her in any way. Like, they didn't help her deal with everything that was going on. Like, because the public were obsessed with her.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, like Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
That's literally a repeat. But instead of everyone hates Meghan in inverted commas. Don't know why. Don't get it. But everyone loved Diana. But she had no, you know, privacy, like no life. It was literally just like, yeah, everyone was like fascinated by her and obsessed with her, and obviously she had like Harry and William, and like that was her priority, but she was very lonely, I think, is what I gathered from how she was like, well, how they portrayed her story. And she struggled a lot, unsupported. She then forms a relationship with, cannot remember his name, but he's the son of the owner of Harrods.
Oh.
Dodie. Dodie was his name. Dodie Fayed.
Interesting name.
So, Diana and Dodie form a relationship, and Dodie's like really there for her, and you know, they go on some trips away. The paps are like snap, 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 like really portraying this whole scandalous relationship, even though Charles and Camilla are cracking on. And it heats up, and there's just like a lot of bad press around it, I guess, and the royal family are like, we're not having any of that. And then Diana and Dodie go away to Paris. Dodie proposes, she says no. But then they're in this car, and then the car crashes in the tunnel and she dies.
Yeah.
And it's very like in the royal family, I think we're very like, you're bringing us so much bad press because you're reckless, you're like misbehaving, you're not being this like role model woman that we want you to be. You know how like what I feel is literally like today is like Kate Middleton is like the role model woman.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
And Meghan is the baddie. Like she's the devil and Kate's the angel. I feel like it was kind of that situation was being portrayed a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's really fishy.
Right.
I think there were some planned things.
Yeah.
And shit went down.
Because the narrative is the press were chasing her and they got into a crash.
Yes. Yeah.
See, both can be very feasible. Both are very feasible.
Both are feasible, but...
Because press are wild.
Press are wild.
They're another breed.
They are another breed. It's true.
I think as one photograph they get their year salary.
So, yeah, so much money.
That's
a very fucked up job, isn't it?
Why would you? I mean, well, I guess with one photo.
Well, it's like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah. But then also, I can absolutely believe that the royal family cares more about appearances than like a life.
That's what I mean.
Absolutely believe that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Fair play.
Well, and that's exactly what's happened with Meghan. Sure, she's not been unalived, but like they care so much more about appearances. Yeah, she's been so demonized.
Yeah.
And it's gross. I'm not here for it. Anyway.
Although it does make me laugh how her and Harry are like, we don't want attention, we don't want to take it. Guys, look at us. Look at us.
We made a Netflix documentary.
We've now made a Netflix.
I've released a book.
We have a deal with Disney. Yeah. My book called Get Away From Me.
Yeah.
Don't really.
Yeah.
Oh, but Harry should be like, he's in that pot of being... He should be in it with Meghan as being demonized.
Wasn't there a book that he released and he said something weird about his willy?
Yeah, he did.
What was that?
Oh my god, what was it? Should we Google it?
Yeah, go on.
Oh my god, you're right. He's so weird. Willy.
Willy passage.
Statement. Willy passage.
Type in Harry penis book.
Penis. If anyone ever looked at my history, then what the hell is she up to? Oh, here we go. He mentions his private parts over 15 times in memoir Spare.
Really?
He uses the word
drink
penis
every time he mentions his penis.
He uses the word penis 8 times in the controversial book.
Go on. Is there other excerpts? Excerpts? Is that the right word?
Yeah. He had penile frostbite.
Yes, I remember it being something about like snow and the cold. He's like, I couldn't feel my penis or something like that. I don't know.
Oh! It turns out it was bad enough that the exiled royal's penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized. So his penis was extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized.
From the frostbite. God.
What a poetic
I don't know
way.
why did we need to know that though in the book? How is that relevant?
Why is he talking about his
also,
expedition?
I also really don't like the idea of like a penis oscillating between something. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a really weird.
You entered a traumatized penis. Like, oh god.
Am I excited? Am I scared? I don't fucking know.
God, I feel so high.
This is what it means to be alive.
To be Harry's penis.
Yeah.
That's my next life. Alright, my favourite conspiracy theory.
Okay, go on.
Pyramids.
Oh,
yeah. Bizarre things.
Yeah, but it's obvious that they were built. What do you mean?
Girl? when you hear these facts,
Okay, go.
it won't be so obvious. Okay.
Where'd you get these facts?
Don't ask me that. No questions. Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, that's what I
It
thought.
was TikTok. But several TikToks.
Okay.
You can probably Google them and some sort of...
All right, go on. What are the
I
facts?
actually got it from the essay of the British Library, section 515. TikTok. So... Okay, so the pyramids are aligned with Orion's belt. The
What's that?
3 massive stars in the sky.
Okay.
It's like a constellation, and these stars are like bigger than the sun, and they align perfectly with the pyramids.
Wow.
Fact number 2.
But so why does that prove that they're not real or that they weren't built? Or
The question is, were they built by humans? Were they built by aliens?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey. Come on now.
No.
Open your mind.
Sorry, carry on.
So the altitude is the same number as the speed of light. So the altitude of the pyramids. Don't laugh. Serious stuff. And each pyramid has about 20 million stone blocks in them. They're made up of 20 million stone blocks. Each one is perfect, right? Each one weighs about 2.5 tons.
Each block?
And it took 20 years, apparently by hand, for them to have built the pyramids in 20 years. And apparently, we've got... Odrosis. I confiscate the mic. And apparently, using today's technology and what we have, it would have taken us 600 years.
Well, I was about to say Stonehenge.
I don't get Stonehenge. Talk to me. I don't really...
Because that's also a thing of like, the rocks are so insanely huge, and like, how did humans physically put them in the place they're in?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that meant to be a bit of a weird phenomenon?
Of course, yeah.
But
I've always looked at them from far away in the car, so I've been like, tiny. I could do that with my pinky.
But I'm sorry, but aliens, do you actually fucking believe that aliens built the pyramids?
Hell yeah. Well, I believe aliens exist. But
Do you?
Hell yeah, girl. What? Because, not in the way of like, he's a green man in the sky. Like
Paul.
No, yeah, yeah.
Anyone want bagels?
Bagels and coffee.
Yeah.
But what's scarier? That aliens exist, as in there's other life on other planets in the way that Earth has cultivated life, or we're completely alone in the universe, the infinite
why not? There's
universe.
like animals, like
on other planets?
No, I mean on this Earth.
Yeah, but are we the only planet with life? Surely not.
No, I don't believe that.
Mars.
I don't believe that. I believe that there are like plants and shit on other planets, but I don't believe that there are like
sentient beings on other planets.
No, I don't think so.
Really? Because they found water on Mars.
What does that prove?
Where there's water, there's life.
Yeah, so plants and stuff like that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Plants, aliens. Alien plants, because they're on another planet. The definition of an alien is life on another planet that's not Earth.
Look it up. It'd be like, hey Siri.
But also...
Get Siri to define it. Ask it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't have Siri on my phone. Do you have Siri on your phone?
Yeah.
I'm freaked out by Siri because I kind of know the phone listens anyway. So
you believe in aliens, but you won't use Siri. Make it make sense. Hey Siri. What is the definition of an alien?
As an adjective, alien means belonging to a foreign country. Do you want to hear the next one?
Oh, well, that's just the New York slang for alien. Belonging to a foreign country. Like, New York calls people who live in different countries aliens.
What?
Yeah.
No, something's alien. It's something that's not from where you are.
I guess in lots of different... It's got quite a lot of different meanings, actually.
So, yeah, sure, like an alien plant, as in, yeah. But I don't believe that aliens are these, like, living things that look like... kind of like these, like, weird...
They don't look like humans, there's no way. Why the hell would they look like humans? Like...
But
there must have been evolution on another planet. Whether it was in our lifetime... Because also, we're a blip in the universe. We're a mere dash in the grand scheme of, So there must have been life. There were the dinosaurs here. We know because we exist here on this planet and we've looked at the fossils and shit.
Do you believe this whole thing of like there's a parallel universe where like there's another version of our life happening?
I find that hard to believe, mainly because I just don't know how that
Yeah, I don't
physically.
think I believe that.
But I do believe. I mean, there are like black holes. What the hell goes into a black hole, and where does it go? How the hell is there a hole in space?
This is freaking me out.
I'll tell you what's also freaky. They found. So you know how science is always wrong. Like, they prove something and then they disprove it like a year later. Like, our science books at school are always changing. I
feel like you
Right.
pulled this out of your arsehole.
No!
Yeah.
Google it!
What? So like photosynthesis isn't real
Well,
anymore?
photosynthesis, everyone still believes that that's legit. But that could be proved wrong next year. So you know how we know how particles work, right? This turned into a science podcast. Like, with someone who has no degree.
Look, just because you did triple science.
Now
no,
we
you're
all
chatting about
famously
particles.
know. Yeah. So you know how particles have like a nucleus and like an electromagnetic
Sure,
field
yeah.
and like whatever. Apparently, there was a particle, like several particles, found near the black hole that defy all laws of particles. Like, they don't have a nucleus, they don't operate the same way.
They're rogue.
They're rogue particles, so they called them the God particle because they still have no idea where they came from, how they operate. God. Isn't that mad?
Well, it's like the
There
whole
could
thing
be
of
magic.
like the sea is like mostly undiscovered.
Bruh.
Like that.
Yeah.
That terrifies me so much.
Terrifies me.
What's scarier, the space or the sea?
See.
Agree.
See,
Would you
100%.
fly to space if you could?
I've thought about this. So I signed up to so
Of course you fucking did. Fucking hell.
this podcast just made me realise how autistic I am. So Virgin Atlantic,
Yeah.
they've got something called Virgin Galactic, where for a mere 30 million you can fly yourself
Just
to
30
space.
mil? God,
Yeah, just a cheeky 30 mil.
bargain.
And if you tack on a few other mil, you can get a car at the end of your journey. 30 minutes up, 30 minutes down. You just see Earth, have probably a religious experience, go back down, back to your swanky new Land Rover. But the irony is that what's his name? Richard
I'm
Branson.
so confused. So you pay 30 mil to fly in a spaceship.
Yeah.
A spaceship? A rocket? Whatever it
Yeah.
is. To, what, the moon?
No. So you just fly up to space like high enough
To see the Earth.
to see Earth and see space.
God, I bet that's a mental
It's
experience.
such a trip.
Do you think you would believe in God after that?
Apparently, a lot of astronauts turn to religion because
Wow,
they're
that's
like, I can't comprehend this.
fascinating.
That is fascinating.
That's fascinating.
Because, I mean, listen now, I'm no Bible basher, but like, there is something to be said about. I think what's weird is like the patterns. Everything's made up of patterns in the universe. Like, nature's made up of patterns, like swirls and shit like that, and things repeat themselves and numbers.
How much wine have you had? Everything's patterns, swirls, numbers.
This is why I don't need drugs.
Yeah, you have a
Imagine
great
if I
time.
took drugs.
Fucking hell.
I think I'd have a fucking mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Sit there like,
There's already enough going on.
everything's patterns. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. We're going down a wormhole here.
Yeah, I
but
know.
listen, it's all bizarre.
It is all bizarre.
And nobody has the answer.
No.
But the curse is that humans are so desperate for answers about literally everything.
Uncertainty and meaning and
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
What's that phrase? It's like God's punishment to humans is giving us self-awareness. Like, that's so true.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's another conspiracy theory.
Okay, hit
Actually, no,
me.
sorry, I've been talking for like way too long. I'm getting a blocked nose.
Getting too excited
I'm
again.
getting too excited.
The blood is rushing to your nose.
Is there another conspiracy theory you like?
Well, there was another one that really cracked me up that I didn't realise was a thing, which was that in the cover of the Beatles album Abbey Road,
Oh yeah.
Paul McCartney is the only one not wearing shoes, and apparently there's this whole conspiracy theory that Paul McCartney's actually dead, which I thought was hilarious.
Interesting.
Which I obviously don't believe,
Oh.
but I was just like, that's so funny.
I love how he doesn't
He's
wear
dead.
shoes and he's dead.
Yeah,
They killed him. The authorities killed
John
him.
did it.
Oh, God love Paul.
God love Paul.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I've got another great conspiracy theory
Okay.
that I actually really think. No, it's not true, but. I had to think
This
about
is a
whether I
roller
thought it was
coaster
true
of
or
an
not.
episode.
This is a real roller coaster. So, Donald Trump. Let's start there.
Fucking no. Say no more.
Say no more. That's the conspiracy.
Yeah, he is the
But
conspiracy.
he's so strange, like so, such a character to the point where you're like, this almost seems like something out of The Office, like not
yeah,
real.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this seems
He
like
is Michael
someone's.
Scott.
He seems like a Michael Scott, like someone's
Yeah.
playing a big prank here.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're all gonna laugh and laugh and laugh. Right now, we're all freaked out.
Yeah.
But there's a conspiracy theory that there was a comedian called Andy Kaufman, who years and years ago, I think he was famous in like the 60s. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. But he, his big comedy thing was playing pranks on as many people as possible.
Right.
And he would do weird stuff. Like he would host a show and he would sit there and read The Great Gatsby from cover to cover. And that was the show. So he would, and then he did like some women's wrestling thing. And he would try and throw people off.
Okay.
So everyone was like, this guy's weird, but I'm kind of into it. And that's how he got famous.
Right.
And Jim Carrey like played a biopic version of him.
Oh my
It was
God.
pretty good.
Slay.
So Andy Kaufman dies. And everybody thinks his final prank act is faking his death and becoming Donald Trump.
But does he look like Trump?
He morphed into, he was such a like, he would morph into like characters and stuff.
When did he die?
Very good question. I don't know.
Because if the timelines were very crossover.
Yeah.
But Trump's like been in films. Like he was in like Home Alone
He's
and
been
shit,
around.
wasn't he?
But have you ever really seen him younger than 50?
No.
You know what I mean? Okay, so he died in 1984. Donald Trump, when did he become famous? 1987. The Art of the Deal, his first book. Was
Wait,
a
look
New York
up-
Times bestseller.
Look up Donald Trump and see how old he is.
78.
Oh my god, he's so old.
He's fucking old.
I don't think that he was 78.
Yeah, still kicking.
Okay, so look up. So if he's 78, when was he born? Like,
1946.
so look up Donald Trump 1960s or like 1970s or something and see if there's any younger pictures of him.
Yeah, there are actually, yeah.
That doesn't look like him though. That doesn't look like. That's just like him now.
Doesn't really.
That looks like him
Yeah.
for sure.
He's got a face that.
None of these pictures look like him.
It doesn't look like him. That doesn't.
That does look like him, but that's in the 80s, which is when the other guy died.
God.
Imagine if that was true. No, that's such a far joke to take.
It would be like it's gone too far.
That's
now.
gone way
You
too
know?
far. That's fucked. I feel a bit existential now. Should we go make some pizza?
Yeah, shall we?
No, I feel like we've covered some good ground.
We've covered some good ground. Would you go to space if you had 30 mil?
I've always been so fascinated by space. I love space.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. I love that feeling of feeling insignificant in the world and feeling like your problems don't matter because you're a tiny speck on a rock.
Yeah.
So I think I would, but I do worry about what it would do to my brain in the sense of
Yeah.
would I be so like nothing matters that I'd go a bit mad with it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is what I mean when I say my brain's
So fuck around and find out. Like.
This is what I mean when I say my brain's very impressionable and I really believe things and like I get deep in stuff.
Yeah. You're a deep thinker.
I am a deep thinker and I don't think I
Yeah.
need to see the earth from
You
afar.
don't need to think any deeper.
I don't need to think any deeper. I'm already looking at the moon like
Yeah.
thinking about life, you know.
Yeah. I think my curse is that I'm too curious. But I
You're a
would
curious
do it.
being, yeah.
I would do it, but then probably regret it and be like,
But you love a
"Didn't need
bit
to
of
see that."
risk.
I love a bit of risk.
Yeah, you love a
Yeah.
gamble.
Love a
You're like, will I
gamble.
come home? Don't know.
Yeah. Will I? Yeah. Will I come home?
Will I make it
Will
back?
I go insane?
Yeah. Let's
Let's
see.
fuck around and
Yeah,
find
yeah.
out. That's a night
Suck it
out.
and see.
Yeah. Beats a night out and Clapham Grand any
Yeah.
day.
Would you rather night out in Clapham Grand or go to space and maybe go insane?
I already went insane in Clapham Grand.
Yeah.
That was an existential crisis
That-
in itself. So I think I'd rather have that crisis in space.
And just look at the Earth like,
And just
fuck.
Look at the Earth. Yeah. Wow. God, I can only imagine it. Although you know the that Apple Pro headset where you can kind of like everything's immersive. I bet there's like an app where you could like go and see the moon.
Yeah, it's not the same though, is it?
They're very immersive. The one time I tried it, very realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you don't need to go to space. Got Apple
Just
Pro.
gotta go in VR.
Get a VR headset. You're flying.
Do you know what I'd kind of love to try with VR as like a zombie game?
What?
I know, which would be fucking terrifying, but I'm kind of okay. Sorry, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
conspiracy. So someone said this to me the other day. I can't fucking remember who it was, but they were like, "Why is everyone obsessed with zombie things? Zombie apocalypse films, TV series, games, blah blah blah. Are they preparing us for something?"
No.
Yeah.
To be fair,
To be fair,
like viruses are a thing.
and do you see The Last of Us?
I did start watching The Last of Us because
So
Pedro
good.
Pascal's sexy.
Yeah, and that hit home for me because that was basically COVID, like a whole thing of like a viral pandemic. They didn't have a cure. It turned you into a zombie. Everyone's fucked.
Yeah. Well, you know there are. This is proved. There are like viruses laying dormant in the icebergs, and because of climate change, maybe not in our lifetime, but they'll just melt and release these.
Stop. Really?
So we could have an apocalypse on our hands.
Okay. Situation.
Scenario. I love how it's like when we're younger, like scenario, David and Terry, like, you know, they look at you, what did you go?
What did you do?
Yeah, no, and we're like late 20s and we're like, scenario, if a zombie apocalypse happened, would you go insane or would you go to the moon?
Yeah. Okay, zombie apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Everything's fucked.
Okay.
But me and you were in it together.
We were the last two, as far as we knew.
Well, it's like The Last of Us where we're together, everything's fucked, but like, you know, we're going through the boroughs of London and like we're trying to get somewhere, but like there are zombies everywhere. You start to like suspect that I've been bitten. What do you do, go?
Oh,
Do you shoot me in the head?
shooting there. No. Every man for themselves. Oh, I don't know. Because I think you're honest enough and moral enough that you would straight up be like...
I wouldn't be able to lie to you.
No, you wouldn't. No,
I'd be
that's
like,
not
you
in
have
your
been bitten,
character.
shoot me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't fucking tell me though. Because you'd be like, I'm gonna bite her later and she'll...
You know what I would do? I think if I'd been bitten, I would contemplate it, but contemplate it for so long to the point where it's too late and I've turned into a zombie and I've killed you. Because I would just be there like going, oh God, what are the pros and cons here? Like, you know, if I tell her,
she'll kill me.
she'll kill me.
If I don't tell her, I'll kill her.
You know, what am I having for dinner tonight? Oh yeah.
Or you're gonna feast on a cat, like...
Before I knew it, you know, it's
That-
too late. That is my worst nightmare, though.
What, a zombie apocalypse?
100%.
That would be fucking terrifying.
100%. I've had dreams
Have
about.
you?
I have regular occurring, as in like, you know, once every 3 months. I have an apocalypse dream.
Really?
Girl, they're disgusting. I wake up like.
No way. Do you know what
Have
it
you
was?
ever had that?
I've had repetitive dreams, and when I was younger, it was always the same one where I was in my... Because I had, like, when I was little, it was like a bunk bed, but the bottom wasn't a bed, it was, like, drawers. So it was like, do you remember?
Yeah.
I pulled the drawers out of my clothes and stuff were in there.
Yeah.
So the dream was I'd wake up and like opposite me would be these pair of glowing eyes, and it was a werewolf.
Oh.
And I'd
Not Jacob, werewolf.
no, not unfortunately. And I jumped down from my bed and I'd run to the stairs and I would jump the whole flight of stairs. And every time I would really feel the impact in my legs. It was really, and it would really hurt.
Really?
It was so weird.
That's really weird.
And then I'd be like at the door and the werewolf would be about to jump down the flight of stairs towards me. But I'd be like in my sleep, like apparently I used to always shout for my mum and dad in my sleep. And that would wake me up. So I would have this moment in the dream where I was like, I'm having a dream. If I shout, I'll wake up.
No way.
And I would start shouting and I'd wake myself up.
No way.
So there'd be a point, there'd be like the first like 3/4 of the dream, I'm like in it and I'm scared. But then the last quarter, I'd be like, oh wait, I'm having a dream. If I shout, I can get out of this situation.
That's called lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I'd lucid dream all the time.
Do you lucid dream now?
No.
Interesting. Also, very fascinating that your brain can create pain like that.
I know. It would
That's so
physically really
weird.
hurt.
Yeah.
Not when I woke up or anything, but in the dream I'd really feel the... But it's kind of like that thing of like, you know when you're falling asleep and then you feel like you're falling?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
But like just that impact in your legs from like jumping down a flight of stairs.
The brain is so
Bizarre.
bizarre.
That's
it
why I've
can
been finding
create
it-
these feelings.
Yeah. But that's why I've been finding it fascinating tracking my sleep.
Yeah.
And seeing how much of my sleep I'm light, deep or dream in my dream
Yeah.
cycle. And I'm only in my deep sleep for like an hour and a half in total.
Really?
The rest of it's light and dreaming. How weird.
Really?
Yeah.
That I need to. I'm going to download
It's
that.
fascinating.
I really hope
I want to know
talk.
if you talk or if you snore. I don't snore.
Apparently, I
Lucid.
don't. According
No,
to
I've never heard you snore.
yeah.
I wonder if you chat though.
I've never. No one's ever told me I've
No, me
chatted
neither.
with all the men I.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kidding.
I feel like this episode was so chaotic. I
Oh,
feel
completely.
like we really like dashed in and out of so many different things.
But it was a bit off brand actually, because we normally do Reddit confessions.
Yeah.
And now we're like deep conspiracy theories.
Yeah. But it's been good.
Yeah, I quite like it. This is for this is a bit of a wormhole, Halloween wormhole.
Halloween Wormhole. We'll call it that. I mean, it's not going to be released on Halloween, but it's fine.
Oh, that's all right. Filmed nearish Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm having the Halloween hangover, so it kind of counts.
There you go.
In
Well,
the
we
description, like, don't be on mushrooms listening to this.
Yeah. Make sure you're sober when you
Put down
listen
the
to
weed.
this. Yeah, because otherwise you'll be a worm as well. Well, we hope you enjoyed this Halloween Wormhole Special. That's what it's going to be called.
So
Halloween
good.
Wormhole Special.
Perfect.
We'll be back next time with our light Reddit stories, unless you want to send your own story for us to talk about.
Please do.
DM us, No Judgment Zone Pod. Email us, nojudgmentzonepod@outlook.com.
Yep.
We want to discuss your stories. We'll always discuss ours. It's called No Judgment Zone, but we will judge you, but you judge us, and it's fine. It's a mutual judging, therefore it cancels it out, so it is a No Judgment Zone. There you fucking go.
Girl math.
Girl math.
Brilliant.
See you next week.
I feel like I entered a weird dimension.
I know.
Like, you know the Omen days on the walk to school?
Yeah.
That's how it feels. Like the world shifted a bit.
Yeah, the world shifted.